Hello there, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. My name is Matt, and welcome to Metroid Fusion. Playing this fresh off the heels of Metroid Prime. I am just on a big Metroid kick lately, and this is one of my favorite games of all time. It is a very beloved entry in the series and considered one of the better games on the Game Boy Advance. So just without any further hesitation, let's go ahead and just hop in. New save file, let's just start this game and get this thing underway. I am excited to play this game with all of you. I'd been assigned to watch over Biologics' research team, so I once again found myself on the surface of SR-388. The ominous underground caves. Nothing good ever happens in ominous underground caves. Come across a little evil demon frogs. I actually don't know what those creatures are called, to be completely honest. I just know them as like little demon frogs. And it was there that I was attacked by a life form I had never encountered before. It was only later that I learned the identity of my attacker. The parasitic organism the parasitic organism we now know as X. Unaware of my condition, I was returning to the station when disaster struck. Once the X had infested my central nervous system, I lost consciousness, and my ship drifted into an asteroid belt. The ship's emergency systems automatically ejected the escape pod before our impact. Biologics' vessel recovered it, and it transported me to the Galactic Federation HQ. However, during the journey, the X multiplied within me, corrupting large areas of my power suits. It then came to light that the organic components of my power suit had become so integrated with my system that it could not be removed while I was unconscious. Large portions of my suit had to be surgically removed, dramatically altering my physical appearance. However, the X in my central nervous system were too embedded to be removed safely. I was given a minimal chance of survival. And then, someone found a cure. Really good graphics for the GBA. They proposed using a Metroid cell to make an anti-X vaccine. It seems that the Federation had managed to preserve a cell culture from the last infant Metroid from SR-388. The serum was prepared and injected without any delay. The X parasites were immediately and completely destroyed. Oh, that sleek fusion suit. I love it. As for me, one life ended, yet I survived, reborn as something different. Pondering this fact, I realize I owe the Metroid hatchling my life twice over. The whole nother character interrupts. We'll soon be arriving at the BSL research station. I must prepare for docking. I don't know what kind of voice I can give the computer yet. The ship's computer has notified me of our approach to the Biologic Space Labs, or BSL, research station during my surgery. The research team sent the last batch of creatures we captured there, as well as the infected pieces of my power suit. I read a little bit too fast for my own good sometimes. After regaining consciousness, I learned that an unexplained explosion rocked the station. For some reason, this awoke a nameless fear in my heart, and I now am being sent there to investigate. My mission on the BSL station will be overseen by my new ship's computer. Following the commands of this blunt computerized CEO is something I have to bear, as it was a condition of my taking the ship. For someone who dislikes taking orders, this is the second time I found myself having to do so. It makes me recall my other CEO. ... I actually expected that sentence to keep going, so I read it as if it was going to keep going. But we got a sleek new purple ship, and we're going to the BSL's research station. Again, because of the adapters that I'm using, this game is going to be a little bit darker than you're probably used to. So I'll do my best to correct that in post-production. But yeah, I think all games I'm going to be playing with this adapter are going to be a little bit darker. There's been an explosion in the quarantine bay. The bay Currently, oh, I can speed up. Stores capsules containing recent samples from SR-388, as well as parts of your suit infected by the X parasites. The cause of the explosion is yet unclear. Investigate. The quarantine bay is here. Move quickly and quietly. You're still unable to use most of your latent abilities, and don't forget that, Samus. Stop at the navigation room on the way and uplink from there. Is your objective clear? Yes, it is. Just go to quarantine bay and stop on the way and meet you. And this is where a little bit of the... Oh, I'm letting myself get used to the controls again. This is where the game kind of differs from other Metroid games, is while it's still Metroidvania and there's plenty of secrets and other things to find, it has a very linear story, and that was actually, well, very linear story and very linear progression. And that was intentional in the development of the game because it was being developed for a mobile game, and they wanted people to be able to just play through it in small bursts very easily. So they made it a lot more linear and just put a lot more secrets. Like, there's a ton of stuff to find in this game. Like, a ton of stuff. And to get the 100% completion bonus, you have to get every single item in, I think, under 2 or under 2.5 hours. And I am not familiar enough or skilled enough or experienced enough with this game to be able to achieve that. So we're just going to kind of get what we get out of it. I'm going to just have fun and enjoy this playthrough and hope that you enjoy it with me as well. So here we have our first navigation room here, talking to our computerized CEO as he's going to give us all the information we need to know. The quarantine bay is ahead. Biosigns are confirmed, so be careful. Don't get yourself killed. The game just started. We need you around for a while. And again, using the GameCube controller for this, the D-pad is a little weird because I'm playing on the Game Boy player. The D-pad on this and on the Game Boy Advance is a little small for my fingers, so I tend to accidentally hit the wrong inputs from time to time, but I'll do my best to not screw things up here. Come here. I keep hitting the B button to jump because I'm so used to Metroid Prime right now, where B is jump and A is fire. I don't think I can actually switch any of that around. I think the only thing I can change is the left and right buttons switching to the X and Y buttons. Yeah, I'll just leave it by the default. That back off. I'm going to be shooting a lot, getting used to the controls on the way here. But yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite games of all time. This is such an amazing game. It is simple. I will give it that. It is simple. It's straightforward. It's pretty linear. Its story is kind of, it's a good story, but fairly predictable. But overall, it's an enjoyable experience that is very well crafted. This is unfortunate news. The specimens brought back by the field team were infested by X parasites. The X can mimic its prey. Any specimen could have hosted it. Before the explosion, a security sensor scanned one. The gelatinous X parasites invade and rapidly reproduce, killing the host creature. They also absorb DNA and use it to mimic the host. You were almost killed by an X infection. Only the Metroid vaccine saved your life. It seems the Metroids were the main predators of the X, and that's why the vaccine works so quickly and so well, but it has also changed your cellular makeup. You will never be infected by X again. In fact, you can now absorb any free-floating X parasites without a host by merely touching them. This will allow you to replenish health and restore weapons, and you may also restore latent abilities this way, so pursue free X parasites whenever you possibly can. This station is home to many species, some violent ones. We must keep the X out of the breeding environments at all costs. This is vital, Samus. I'm already detecting massive biosigns in this region. The X are gathering. This may be our chance to exterminate them, but you are only at 10% battle capacity and your chance of survival is extremely low. The Federation needs you alive and on duty, Samus. Is your objective clear? Yep, stay alive. Now get going. I have released the level 0 hatches. Look for the blinking hatches. Yeah, you unlock the doors as the story progresses to open up new areas. It's not really so much your powers that let you go to new areas, it's just the story progression, which is the main big difference between this and other Metroid titles, where your powers are what let you get from one area to the other. And I believe I need a... I'm trying to remember where all like little hidden power-ups and stuff are. I think there was one over there. This is to a save station. Go ahead and save the game. Just to be safe. And yeah, it says that the Metroids were the main predators of the X. Well, you went to planet SR-388 in Metroid 2, The Return of Samus, and eradicated... Oh, there's a dead person. And eradicated the Metroids, which allowed the X parasites to flourish into this problem that we have now. I am going the right way, right? Yeah. It's been a while. Give me a break. Because I think there's, like, secrets everywhere through this game. I mean, you get way more missiles and bombs. I mean, you get, like, 60-some power bombs and, like, 250 missiles and tons of energy tanks. Okay. I've received news from HQ. They can support you with downloadable weapons data. Once you have this data, you'll be able to use missiles. This will help against some enemies your beam can't hurt. Head to the data room for the download. The data room is here. It's the room that has a D on it for data. And nothing else. Is your objective clear? Yes. With missiles, your chance of survival climbs to 20%. Doubles chance of survival. And I was on a tangent. Oh yeah, it gives you way more missiles and power-ups than you'll ever need. And actually collecting everything is actually something I've never done. I don't think I've ever had a 100% completion rating in this game. That computer reminds me of a gruff Federation CO I served under named Adam Malkovich. He called me lady on missions. From anyone else, it would have sounded sarcastic. But Adam made it sound dignified. Out of respect and with some irony, I named the computer after him. Aw, that's nice. Okay, so let's get to the data room and get our missiles. Navigation room, unnecessary at the moment. Data room. And these will give you power-ups throughout the game. Hold R and hold right bumper and press B. Yeah, holding right bumper switches you to your missiles, and holding left bumper lets you aim at an angle, and you can press up or down to switch those angles. Right now, if I were to press B, I'd fire a missile, but I don't want to waste my missiles. The power went out. Electrical interference has knocked out the elevators on the main deck. Wow, that sentence got broken into pieces. This may be related to the X. I'll work on it. As for you, try to find another way to reach the target. It's located here. I'm reading huge bio signs, so I hope your missiles work. To reload missiles, you can use a recharge room or absorb a special type of X parasite. You'll see them. Try it out. It's the green ones, by the way. My objective is very clear. Missiles are your only hope. Don't hesitate to use them. Now find a way to the target. Yes, sir. Which is just over here. There's a panel that you break with missiles, and this leads to some secret paths. You can see the map in the upper right-hand corner. The purple areas are areas that are part of the main course. The green areas are secret areas, or areas that are off the beaten path that you can discover through other means. And you can see on one of the green areas, kind of near the bottom of the screen, there's a little white circle. That indicates there's a power-up in that area that I've yet to discover. And this is immune to beams, but not to missiles. Should take 3. And then a green X parasite. Replenish my missiles, back up to 8. So just shoot this as soon as it forms. There we go. And back up to 10 missiles. Already ready to go. I'm trying to remember. I thought there was something up here, but nope, there's not. But here is our first missile expansion. That will increase our missiles to 15. And there's one hidden up here. As you can see, that little circle in the map, the little white circle, will now turn to a little white square because I got the power-up that was in the area. So that's how you know that you got it. And here we have our first door guardian. They'll open their eyes and they'll either fire a beam like that, or they'll be vulnerable to missiles and charged shots and other weapons. Should take 3 missiles to get rid of them. But they also give you red X parasites, which pretty much fully regenerate you, or at least regenerate a massive amount of ammunition and health. I don't know if they always fully heal you. I think they do, but if they don't fully heal you, they give you enough that you might as well have been fully healed. Use these ledges, get our first energy tank here, so now our energy capacity is increased by 99 more. And here we're going to have our first boss. See, that's a big core X parasite. And this is an enemy from another Metroid game, I believe. Ooh, I jumped in the fire. Oh, I jumped in front of the rolling armadillo, dude. I don't know what any of these guys are called, by the way. I am not a Metroid lore expert in any way, shape, or form, so this is just like an armadillo badger who should be about dead. Although he's kicking my butt here. But now the thing is, you can only hurt these guys with missiles. I'm kind of still getting used to the controls a little bit, so I'm getting my butt kicked here by this. But this is a pretty simple fight. So I almost died to the first boss in the game. But I came out on top in the end. Got the morph ball back. We defeated the Badger Armadillo. Now we can move through. So one boss down, and ready to go. We have missiles, we have an energy tank, we have the morph ball. We're about 6 different kinds of awesome right now. Come on, Samus, jump. Get out of this little area. You saw we were at this area beforehand. So now, can we get past this right here? Yeah, we have missiles. What's in here? I forget what's in here. Oh, recharge room. Weapons and energy fully restored. And now we should have to go back to navigation room. Let's see. We want to go down to the bottom left. Still trying to figure out which direction I need to go for various things. Go ahead and save since we killed a boss. We got our morph ball back. I still love the look of this fusion suit so much. It's so pretty. If I ever play through Metroid Prime again, we're going to use the fusion suit. That, I promise you. And I thought... Oop, wrong button. Wrong button. I thought there was a secret up in here, but I may not be able to access it either from this side or with the current weapons that I have. I'm trying to remember all this stuff. Alright, let's see what the boss man has to say about what we're doing. Samus, it's as I feared. The breeding environments have been invaded by X-parasites. Sector 1 SRX shows several abnormalities in biosensors. Sector 1 is a simulation of the SR388 ecosystem. To get there, take the main elevator to the access shaft and use elevator 1. Is your objective clear? Use the navigation room just inside for further briefing. I'm not sure, but I think that whoever allowed the X into the environment may also be linked to the earlier explosion. Don't worry, boss, I'll get him. I'm hoping my voice is coming through okay, too. I just looked over and it looks like it's a little quiet, but I can always fix that. I can boost it up in post-production. So which directions do I want to go? Well, there's this bottom door here, but I actually think this is a room that I shouldn't enter yet. Yes, Sub-Zero containment, and there's a frozen Ridley right over there. But I'm not going to stay in that room because it is damaging me. It is way too cold. Oh, here we go. Here's a morph ball area. Get ourselves a missile upgrade. Missile expansion, I should say. Not so much an upgrade. See, I thought there was something right over here, but I must just be wrong about that. Now we can take the morph ball, go through this little area here. Okay, and now down the main shaft of the elevator. And here we have our main antagonist for this game, the SAX, another Dark Evil clone of Samus. That happens to her a lot. I mean, you had Dark Samus in the Metroid Prime trilogy, you have the SAX here. It's just something that tends to happen to her. No bueno. But now we can go to Sector 1, which is SRX. Like you said, a recreation of the SR388 ecosystem. Spoilers, that comes into play later. Okay, and here we get the basic map layout, but there's tons of hidden areas throughout all of this. The main elevator leading to the access shaft has been severely damaged. It will be totally unusable for some time, unfortunately. Some unknown agent is at work. Something very powerful, certainly not human. I'll report when I know more, and now listen closely. The X in Sector 1 have invaded the atmospheric stabilizers. They must want to alter the environment to their needs. They are already reproducing. Clear all 5 atmospheric stabilizers to stop them. Now get moving. Yes, sir. We're going to go ahead and save. Well, first we're going to recharge. For some reason, the recharge room comes after the save room. I think it needs to be the opposite. I don't know. We're going to go ahead and go over here and we're going to save. We're going to call it for this episode, and we're going to continue into the SR388 ecosystem of SRX, as I lose all my sense of what I'm trying to think of. And we'll continue that next episode. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll see you next time.